Hi friends, we're going to talk about a new shape today. We've actually talked about it before, but last week we did circle, and this week we're going to do a new shape. Let me hold it up. I bet a lot of you know what that's called, right? Okay, and some of you can read it. It starts with the letter S. It's called square. Okay, so let's really look at this square. There's something important about a square. Last week when we did circle, a circle doesn't have any sides. A circle goes around. It's a curved line. But a square has sides. Can you count how many? Go ahead and say it. All right, you're right. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay, and it also has 4 of something else. 4 sides and 4, do you know what these are called? 4 corners. Those are also called vertices. We teach that to the kids in kindergarten. The corners are called vertexes. And when there's more than one, we say there's 4 corners or 4 vertices. That's where it comes together. We've got a line, a corner, a line, a corner, a line, a corner, and a line and a corner. Okay, 4 sides and 4 corners. We're going to do the paper in a minute, so I want you to remember that. Okay, there's also something really important about a square. Okay, all 4 sides are exactly the same. So what I want to show you, if we had a ruler, we would measure it. Okay, I don't have a ruler handy, so what I did is I used the linking cubes, and I put some linking cubes. My first guess was 5 or 6. I wasn't sure. Okay, I just guessed, and so I put those together, and it wasn't quite long enough. So I put another one on there, and I ended up using 7. So if we're going to use these, we can measure it. Look, at the bottom is 7, and when I hold it up here, this is 7. When I hold it here, this is 7, and this is 7. So I could get 4 towers of linking cubes, put 7 in each one, and I could make myself a square. We could maybe do that another day, okay? All right, so I have a little poem that will help you remember the square, but first we have to name our square. I wanted a name that started with S, okay? Because we had Cindy's circle. This one's going to start with S. So we're going to name this square Sandy. Sandy can be a girl's name or a boy's name. You can name it Sammy if you want. You can come up with your own name if you want, okay? It goes like this. Sandy Square is my name. My 4 sides are all the same. Count 1 side and then count more. Count to 2 and 3 and 4. Turn me around. I don't care. I'm always the same. I'm Sandy Square. I want you guys to do it with me. So we're going to start again. Sandy Square is my name. Now it's your turn. Sandy Square is my name. My 4 sides are all the same. My 4 sides are all the same. Count 1 side and then count more. Count 1 side and then count more. Count to 2, then 3, then 4. Count to 2, then 3, then 4. Turn me around, I don't care. Turn me around, I don't care. I'm always the same, I'm Sandy Square. I'm always the same, I'm Sandy Square. Okay, now we will make a Sandy Square necklace, but we're gonna do that another day. Now what I wanna do now is move over to the table. I've got the paper all ready, so I'm gonna scoot with my chair. I've got wheels on it. Kind of loud, isn't it? And I'm gonna come over here and put my camera down a little bit. Here's another fun thing that you can do. You can get your shapes that I sent home, the foam colored shapes, and I moved mine to a little basket. I think they're easy to reach in here when they're not in the bag. Save the bag for us though, because if we go back to school, I think we're gonna have to separate all of our manipulatives. There's a lot of shapes in here, but if you want to just search out your squares, there's some little squares and then there's some bigger squares. They're not really big though, are they? There's small ones and they're more like medium. In the classroom, we have some larger ones, but those didn't come in the little packages, okay? Now be careful, don't get this. That is not a square because all 4 sides are not the same. That's called a rectangle. So if you want, you can sort and you can find all your squares. Okay, I'm not gonna make that an assignment, but it's just something fun to do if you have extra time. All right, what I want you to do is get your orange folder out. Now, parents might have to help because normally we do circle first, and then we do triangle. I changed it this year after I put the packets together because we do red circles and we do yellow triangles. I wanted to do blue first, okay? Just for a reason that it's not important. I just wanted to, so I changed it, and I couldn't change this. So can you guys just go past the triangle? Please don't do that one yet. If you don't watch the video and you see I'm doing square, you might think, oh, I know, I missed the triangle. You did not miss the triangle. We haven't done it yet, right? I just want to do square first. Now, I shouldn't have to spend too much time because we did the circle pages. They're not going to be too much different. You definitely need to write your name. I'm going to write Mrs. Jenkins, just because that takes a long time. I'm going to say J. I would like them to use a pencil. And you remember from last week, I hope, in the first week of school, we used pencil grip. So you have your pointer, you have your middle finger, and you have your thumb. The same 3 fingers you use for cutting too. And remember, you don't hold your pencil like this. You don't hold it way down on the lead, okay, where it's pointy. You can start in the middle, but then I would move it down. So kind of right where the red meets the brown, right before the lead. So here, that's a good pencil grip. Okay, please don't hold your pencil like a hammer. Please don't hold it up here. It's gonna wiggle waggle. Hold it down here. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, right now all you have to do is trace this word, S-Q-U-A-R-E. And there's not enough room to write it, so you don't need to write it, okay? Just trace it. All right, and then you're gonna trace the squares down below. If you want to color them, you feel free, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trace. I can do the side first, and the bottom, and the right side, and the top. If you wanna start with the top, I can trace. Now, you've done a few pages like this on the seesaw, haven't you? Oh, I really got off the line there. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So you know there's a little eraser here. I forgot to send home, we have nicer erasers at school, you know, the pink, they're a little bit bigger like that. And I forgot to send those home, but these work fine until they don't, until they break or until they get kind of dirty. All right, tell me, boys and girls, we have 2 squares. Is this a square? Are all 4 sides the same? It looks like a square, doesn't it? Because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay, we've got 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines. But are all 4 sides the same? No, that is a rectangle, so I'm going to X it out. How about this one? Absolutely not. It does not have 4 sides. It does not have 4 corners, so we're going to X that one out. Now down here it says to draw a square, that means 1. I'm just going to change the directions. I'm going to cross that off and write 3. I want you to draw 3 squares because I want you to make one big, all right, and try to get the sides as close as you can. You can even get your little basket of squares. I had those, didn't I? And I could maybe do a medium square. You can trace around it. Please don't use marker though, because I don't want you to ruin these. I'm using a pencil. And you can make a small one. And it depends what you want to do. It might be easier just to draw it. I can't find a little one, so I'm just going to make one. All right, so I would like you to try making 3 squares. 1 big, 1 medium, 1 small. Papa bear, mama bear, baby bear, right? Okay, and then parents again, since we're working with blue this week, I'm going to take a blue. Here, instead of making a star, I'm going to make a square happy face. And then again, you can color this. You can color your squares here if you want to. The coloring is kind of extra. And then I'm going to turn the page. And we did do this last week, okay, with circle. Now we're going to do it with square. All right, the first thing to do, it says write the name of the shape. You might have to go back and look at the other one. Actually, look, it's up here. And parents, if you think that's too hard for your kids, use a highlighter and they can trace it. S-Q. We've got some really good kids with really good fine motor skills, and they might be able to write it by themselves. Now it says count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we haven't made 4s yet, but I'm going to teach it to you. And again, parents, if it's too hard, we do this in the classroom. I have usually Mrs. Nicholson comes in and she helps me with at the math table. And we just have a highlighter there. And if we know that's too hard for some of them, then we make it for them because we haven't gotten to that number yet. But here it goes, halfway down, then turn right, a straight line through, and a 4 is inside. I'll hold that up really close so you can see it. Okay, now watch, and now it says how many sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another way, parents, you can make dots. I'm just gonna dot it like you would on a tracing page. Okay, you dot it for them, and then let them try it. Then they trace it. Okay, now it says to trace this one, just like we did on the other page, trace it. And then this one says to finish it. It only has 2 sides. We need to make a top and a bottom. And in this box with all the dots, it says to make a square. Now, this is really important. When you make a square, because it has equal sides, I don't care if you make a big one, a medium one, or a small one, but look, I'm gonna make kind of a, I think I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna trace down 4 dots. And then I have to do 4 on the top, and I have to do 4 on the other side and 4 on the bottom. If you do that, it's gonna be a perfect square, okay? So that's what you're gonna do. Again, you can color this page if you want. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna put a happy face inside of this square right there. I'll make this one kind of look like this one, okay? And that's it for today. That wasn't too hard, was it? Okay? All right, we met Sandy Square. All right, bye-bye.